Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 4th. This week, you start with this unfolding beauty card. It says, everything is unfolding as it should. Surrender and live in the unexpected. You have this dream catcher card. It says, pay attention to the signs, messages, and guidance that come to you at night. Yes, definitely a great time of messages. I find like most Mercury retrogrades, I get like a lot of messages in my dreams, in my daydreams, night dreams, everything in between when I'm driving in the car, all that other stuff. So I would be definitely paying attention at this time. Not only that, we have Uranus and Gemini. And, I've been saying to everyone, I think Uranus and Gemini can bring us some electric ideas. It can bring us some ideas that just like kind of come out of nowhere, that pop into our heads, Capricorn. So I would really be, kind of paying attention to those things and listening to those messages that you are receiving. Because, that's where the most success is going to come from. And, there you go. You start here with the Five of Cups, Six of Cups, and the Lovers. The Five of Cups can be like regrets or sadness or whatever. I always say that the Five of Cups has a very easy solution, which is to turn around and be grateful for what you have, because then you will get this bridge in the castle over here. So I would, again, let go of regrets and things like that. I would be careful. This has been coming up for you for a couple weeks now. I would be careful of a past person here, Capricorn. You're like the only sign that's been getting this recently about like some sort of past person, especially if you have a past person that has regrets. You also have this misfortune card coming up in the one of your future positions. And, again, I would be careful of anyone, like, coming back who has, like, a sob story or something like that. I feel like I said this to you recently, Capricorn, that, if you have a past person who has, like, a sob story or something, I don't know, it's like they could have a lot of regrets, but it's, like, too bad, so sad, right? So I would be careful of anyone who's doing that. I don't think anything really bad would happen. I just think that, it's, like, too bad, too freaking bad, Capricorn, right? You have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups can represent, I would say, it represents thinking about the past. It doesn't represent anyone really coming back from the past. I know every reader reads it that way, but it's a card of innocence and nostalgia. It can represent thinking about the past, but it doesn't represent necessarily going back to the past. But I do feel if you want love, there's clearly new love here. And you've been getting a lot of love in your readings. I mean, you have the Lovers, Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. It's like marriage. So, if you want love, there could be a very kind of like good connection. Feels like a very happy, kind of like easygoing connection. To me, the Six of Cups can be a soulmate. And so, it could be like a soulmate that you're attracting. But the Six of Cups is meant to be something more kind of like lighthearted, playful, not so serious. But I don't mean not serious. I just mean like not so serious, right? So it can be a plenty serious connection. But it's like both people aren't being, paranoid freaks about it and being so, needing it to be serious that it becomes too serious and then there's a breakup, right? So, again, usually it's very like lighthearted, playful, good stuff. I also feel that, you are definitely in a time of, like, breakthroughs. The Six of Cups can sometimes be a gift from the universe. And usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is, like, an obstacle being removed from our life. And so I feel for a lot of you that you could be removing there are, like, obstacles that you've been encountering that are being removed. You have the Lovers, so, again, obviously could be a strong connection coming in for you here, Capricorn. So if you want love, that looks pretty good. I also feel that there could be a new path coming in for you just in general, because the Lovers can be being at a crossroads. Then you have the Seven of Pentacles and the Moon. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. The Moon, obviously, there's this path straight down the Moon. The Moon is part of the Fool's journey. The Moon, the Fool gets the Moon, and he has no clue what he's doing. The whole point of the Moon is that he has to see something through to the end. And I also think it's interesting that we have all this energy in Aries. We have Neptune and Saturn. They're both retrograding out of Aries, but, they've both entered into Aries now. And I think Saturn and Neptune and Aries is kind of like we have to pick something that we're dreaming of, a dream that we have, and we have to see it through to the end. Literally, that's it. We just have to pick something, start it, and finish it. And that's kind of like what this is saying right here, is that I think it's like you're picking a new path in life or something you want to create or do, be, or have in your life, and you're just going to see it through to the end. With the Five of Cups, you have the Three of Cups. Yeah, this could be a reunion. Again, I would be careful of any past people. You're like I said, you're the only sign that gets this. A bunch of people did get stuff like this during the Mercury retrograde, but you're the only one that's had it consistently, I would say. And so, Three of Cups can be like a reunion or someone trying to come back from the past. I do feel pretty good about this, though. I mean, these three people are celebrating a harvest. And so a lot of you, it's like, I think you need to realize in work or business or career or whatever it is you do for money, that there are some changes you could be making that you probably don't know with the moon card. But, I think if you make these changes that you will grow. And I'm hearing the word growth more than anything. So I feel like some of you are trying to grow your business or grow in your business or something like that here with the moon card. And I don't know. That's what I'm getting. With the Six of Cups, you have the Six of Pentacles. I love 2 6s. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I love 2 6s. To me, 2 6s says you're going the right direction, you're on the right path, you're going, the right way, basically. And so I feel that these 2 6s are saying you're going in the right direction. You are moving in the right direction in life. So it's kind of like confirmation for your path, especially if you're doing something new. I also feel that sometimes the Six of Pentacles is kind of a gift from the universe because it can kind of represent fairness. It can say, maybe it doesn't say that things are perfect, but, it can say that you feel like the universe is being more fair, or maybe you feel like the universe is more on your side. The other thing I'm getting here, Capricorn, is with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you are more clear on like what's worth it and what's not worth it. In this, I know this is very general, but I do feel it's very general. It's like I think you are maybe more clear on like what's worth it as far as like work or business is concerned, or working on projects is concerned. So again, I would maintain your clarity here, or I would, I think you are clear on like what's working and what's not working, and I would really pay attention to that. The Six of Pentacles kind of says you will get what you feed. He's giving to one person, not the other. There's something about that. I think I said this to you recently, Capricorn. I could be wrong. But there's like something about, it's like, the energies that you give to are going to be really important. So obviously I would pick positive energies. With the Lovers, you have the Emperor. It's funny I was saying Aries, talking about Aries. You could be attracting an Aries. You could be just attracting an Emperor type person as well into your life. So you could be finally attracting your Emperor if that's what you're looking for. Part of me also, though, I mean, again, going this direction, this would really say that you need to take control of your path. That you need to be the one that is in charge of creating your own reality. Now, the moon, I think something people forget about the moon is it is a card of creating your own reality. The moon is fears, fantasies, illusions, not seeing things clearly. But I think we need to bring the moon down to earth sometimes. And the moon can be like a dream, a fantasy, something that you want in life, but you're not sure if you can have it, but you have to do it anyway. So there you go. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Endless Possibilities card and this Beyond the Ordinary card. There you go. So definitely a lot of new directions. I think you're kind of creating opportunities for yourself. Like it seems to me like Capricorn is in a time where they are creating more opportunities for themselves in like work or business or, whatever else. I also feel if you are attracting love, this could definitely be something like extra special with that Knight of Cups. It could be like beyond the ordinary. It could be something that's a little bit different than you're used to, and it looks like in a good way. So, it looks good to me, Capricorn, whatever it is. You have the Page of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and Knight of Cups. Yes, I don't know. I feel that everybody should be exploring right now with the Page of Wands, especially, Page of Wands follows his enthusiasm. I really can't explain it, but I mean, I've been saying this for 2 years. We are in a time of variety, and it's just like, we should be exploring things. It's like, like I always say, it's like every morning, like one of the first things I do is I go to YouTube, literally, and I watch a video about YouTube. And I try it. You literally, I say this all the time. Like if anyone could grow very quickly on YouTube just by studying my channel, right? You see all the experiments I run right in front of you, right? So people ask me all the time. I'm like, just look at what I'm doing. I literally do it right in front of you. Like all the stuff, right? All the tricks, tips, everything I could possibly give away. It's like right there, right? And so it's like I literally every morning I wake up, I see if there's a new video about YouTube. I've pretty much watched them all at this point. So that usually sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. And I implement what I learned, right? That's like the important thing. A lot of the things I try don't work, but the things that do work really well. I think my numbers speak for themselves, right? And again, it's a very simple process. but we have to give ourselves variety, meaning we have to try a bunch of different things. Again, I don't just, like, I hate when people say, do as I say, not as I do. I do this. I live it. Again, you can see it right in front of your face. And, again, I'm no genius, even though maybe it seems like it. But, again, people leave me nice comments when I say this. But trust me, I fell on my head when I was 10 years old. It totally messed me up. So, again, not the brightest bulb in the box. And if I can do it, you can do it. So there you go. Get moving. Have new experiences, learn new things, go on adventures in any area of your life that you want. I do this for literally everything, my health, wellness, everything in my life. You have the Seven of Pentacles. You have two sevens right next to each other. Two sevens next to each other is internal fears that don't exist. So I would let go of your fears at this time. I definitely feel there's like fear of the unknown. Especially for those of you that want love, you could be fearing like, is it going to be worth it with the Seven of Pentacles? Because Seven of Pentacles, he's like looking at the investment he's made into something and he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, is it worth it or not? And again, I can't answer that question for you. Only you can answer that question, Capricorn. So you're going to have to decide if something is actually worth it or not. But like I said, I can't answer that question for you. So definitely something to think about. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction though. So, he's looking at what he's grown and he's just saying like, you know what, maybe I'm ready to grow something else. Maybe I'm ready to try something new in my life. And, I feel that for you, Capricorn. It's like, it could be a time where you're just trying new things. And again, that's what I would do with the Page of Wands is like, try things. I know it sounds obvious and it is, but that's why people don't do it, right? So there you go. You have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be a Knight in Shining Armor for those of you that want love. I think if you were to open up to this, it would lead to a commitment here, Capricorn. We have the Seven of Wands to the Four of Wands. You do have the Seven of Swords here. But the Seven of Swords is coming up in the good stuff. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but I always say that's not always true. Like, if I had the Ten of Swords, the Devil, and the Magician surrounding that card, I would be like, this person's a liar, right? But again, I think it's irresponsible as a reader to say, like, one card, it means this person's a liar, cheater, stealer, because that's not how tarot works. And not only that, Seven of Swords is a good card. Seven of Swords is a golden card, and golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. And it's also coming up in the good stuff. So, you know what I mean? I don't think this person's a liar. I think some of you could be fearing with the two sevens that a person would be a liar, or maybe you've been hurt by someone in the past or whatever. But, really, I feel if you open up to this new connection, it could be very good for you, Capricorn. So, if you want love, I would definitely open up here. Yep, with the Page of Wands, you have the Three of Pentacles. I mean, I don't know how many readings have to say it's time for you to put your work on display. It's like sometimes I think we hold back without realizing we're holding back. I'll give you a great example. Years ago, I was stuck for years at like 40,000 subscribers, and people were like blowing past me in like a year. Like, they literally started their channel. Like, I had already had my channel for like 4 years, and in a year they were getting to like 100,000 subscribers. And I am convinced, I lived in this apartment, right? I moved into this apartment right at the beginning of COVID with my brother. And so it was an empty apartment, right? And there was this awesome old lady that used to live there. And she is like the first person that I ever told like what I do. It took me like 4 freaking years to tell someone that I read tarot online, right? And it's like, I told her that, and I blew up. My channel exploded to like 100,000, like super quickly. And then, you can see the rest. The rest is history from there, right? And so that's what I mean. It's like sometimes I think we can do something, but it's like if we don't claim what we're doing, then it means nothing. And, that's what that experience taught me. I don't know, maybe that sounds stupid, but, that's really what that lady taught me. I consider her to be like a living guide. I always say sometimes I think that there are people on earth that are our guides, right? And I consider her to be one of those people. And so, again, I don't know. It's like maybe you need to claim something louder. It's like maybe you do something, but it's like you're not really doing it, if you catch my drift. So, I don't know. It's popping into my head. I felt like I needed to say it. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Four of Cups. I feel like you're fearing being disappointed. I feel like you have probably been disappointed too many times in love, is what I would say. But I'm telling you right now, whatever this isn't going to be a disappointment. I mean, we go up to the Four of Wands. Literally could be marriage. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Nine of Swords. Fearing, it's like Nine of Swords is being stuck in the nightmare, but it's like I feel like you're stuck in the fantasy. Some of you might have your eye on a person or might be thinking of a person, but it's like you're not. I'm not calling you out or anything, and it's fine. I'm not trying to whatever, but I feel like you probably should. Nine of Swords, like it's much more painful to do nothing with the Nine of Swords, right? He's like in pain, but he's not in enough pain to make a change. So again, I think either you need to like date in love or put yourself out there, because it's like probably like the anticipation is worse than the actual result. And that's definitely popping into my head here. I also think this is probably something that'll be very good for you. I would also be careful of a past person who is having misfortunes right now, because again, I think that they're trying to take advantage of your tender heart here, Capricorn. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this wife card and this misfortune card. Again, it could be a person who went and got married, right? Or maybe it was a person who was married that you were dealing with, and maybe they're having problems with the wife or something like that. But it's like, I don't know, they that's what they chose, right? It's like people love to choose their own misery, their own prison. So let them, right? And let them be stuck and go pick a better life, is what I would say. It's like, I don't know, I do have a weird feeling here. It's like if you wanted someone back, you could have it here, Capricorn. But like, number one, I don't do X-back readings for a reason, number one. Number two, what I would say here is that it's like, would you want to go back to a person that chose someone else, that always goes back to someone else? That's what I feel here. Like, I would say no. I feel like this person's delusional as well, right here. The moon, right? So I would be careful. Also, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the moon, the 7 of wands, and the 10 of cups. The moon says you can have whatever you want, Capricorn. You can live your wildest dream, but you need to go down this path and see something through to the end, right? Again, this is part of the Fool's journey, and the trick with this card is that he needs to not get distracted. He has these 2 pillars on the card, and the 2 pillars, again, represent a distraction to the Fool. But as long as he stays the course and stays going in a direction, things will go well. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to stay the course. And so I kind of feel like this is saying, you have a dream, there's something you want in life, you need to make the full 110% commitment to making it happen. You have the 7 of wands and the 4 of wands. So this doesn't have to be love. It could be, I actually feel like this is multiple things that you're committing to here, Capricorn. But 7 of wands says when you know that something is for you, then it's for you. That's when something will truly be successful. And so it's like a really deep commitment. It also says that there will never be a perfect moment for you to do anything. And I feel like you always get this message, Capricorn, that, basically the time is now. And, there never will be a perfect moment to get started on something. So I would commit, with this and the 4 of wands, plain and simple, and I would make something happen. The 7 of wands also says you have learned. So again, there's a lot of, I'm picking up on some fears here. So it's like, if you're worried that if you get with a person, they're going to hurt you or whatever, I feel like the 7 of wands says there's nothing to worry about. You've learned everything you need to learn to look out for. So as long as you're paying attention, then, again, I guarantee, I talk to a billion people every single day, and, I've talked to so many people about relationships, and I'm like, you knew this wasn't going to work probably day one, right? It's like, if you look at all your past relationships, I guarantee you probably knew that it wasn't going to work pretty early on, right? And so, like, if we're just honest with ourselves, and does that mean we shouldn't have those relationships? Absolutely not. Because number one, I do believe people can change, right? So you might get a weird feeling from a person up front, but it's like, maybe over a couple weeks or months or whatever, they fall in love with you, and then things work out, right? So, and number two, I don't think we should stop ourselves from having experiences. I think that even if we know that something isn't going to work, number one, we might be wrong. I've been wrong before, believe it or not, even though I'm always right. That's true, if that's what you're saying. So yes, I'm always right. I agree. Number two, what I would say is that, again, I think that life is about experiences. And, it's like, I hear a lot of drama with love where people are like, this person hurt me and did this and did that. I'm like, you're being way too dramatic about something that everybody that is alive on this planet has experienced. It cracks me up when I see these breakup stories on Netflix, on TikTok is what I wanted to say. It's like, okay, you and everybody and their mother has had that experience. It's like, you're not freaking special, right? So stop crying in the car. It's weird. It's kind of weird to record your breakup stories crying in the car to get attention. I don't know. It's just weird to me, cringy. So it's like, everybody goes through it. Just have experiences. Look at it as an experience and then do better next time, right? You have the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. I do feel like some of you are going to... There's like something about work as well going on here. I kind of said it earlier. It's like growth or something. It's like you're trying to create more growth. I might be talking to someone who's trying to grow on social media. That's what it feels like to me. So if you have a social media or something like that, I think that you could be growing. But that's what I was saying. I think you really need to claim it. I think there are things that you need to really claim unapologetically. And, I think that will lead to a lot of growth. Obviously also amazing for love. So there could be a very strong connection coming in for you. With the Moon, you have the Three of Swords. Again, fearing a heartbreak, like I said. I feel like this is probably what you have to heal through. Now, we still have Mercury retrograde. The week of the 4th is the last full week of the retrograde. It ends on the 11th, which I think is the last day of the week or whatever. So, again, I think, don't rush into anything. Take the time in the retrograde to heal from the past. Three of Swords is a great card for healing. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Judgment card. I'm telling you right now, I would be careful of that past person here, Capricorn, whoever it is. Plain and simple. It's like, I think they're putting on a happy face, but they're not. So, I don't know. But, let them, they made their choice. So, that's what I'll say there. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords. Could be a big victory. Again, I think this here, like a new person, is going to lead to a victory. So, I would definitely move in a new direction. This also could say that your victory for growth is focus. Again, if you're trying to grow or whatever, the Ace of Swords, the trick with the Ace of Swords is laser-like focus. Here we go. For your outcome for the good stuff, you have this love card. It says intimacy, unite, fulfillment, and harmony. Definitely love. You have this jealousy. It says relationship radar, insecurity, and envy. So again, this could be like you could be attracting a person and that's triggering a past person, right? Is kind of what this reading is saying to me. Now this is coming up in the good stuff. So with the jealousy card, I wouldn't worry too much about it because, it's coming up in the good stuff. It basically would be saying you don't have to worry about it at all, period, plain and simple. So, again, I wouldn't make an issue where there doesn't need to be one. You have the Four Wands, the Eight of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. Four Wands could be a person that you will marry in the future. Again, obviously you don't have to marry this person today, but, it could be a person you're marrying in the future. Four Wands is a card of commitment as well, and I think there's a lot of things that you could be really committing here. Again, I think by saying something, like saying that you are something, you are committing to it, by saying that you are something. Like, I gave you the example of the lady at my apartment, right, that I used to live in. And, so that's kind of what's popping into my head here with the Four Wands, is that you really need to pay attention to that and, claiming things, because I think that's what will lead to the most success here with the Four Wands. You have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you. So I think for a lot of you that you need to make sure that you are walking away from things that no longer serve you with the Eight of Cups. Especially, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So I do feel a lot of you are cutting out the crap here with this energy. So yeah, I don't really feel much there. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords coming up in the good stuff. And again, Seven of Swords is about doing things in a different way. He's going to war, but he's stealing those swords and stealing them from that army so they can't be used against him in battle. So it's about doing something differently. And again, this is like literally our next 20 freaking years of our lives. This is all I would focus on. What do you do? Is there a better way to do it? I literally think about this all day long. And so, yeah. Have I found any like really genius ideas yet? Maybe, because I'm working on some things behind the scenes, so maybe we'll see what happens, and that'll be that, right? There you go. With the Four Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Four of Pentacles is stability and growth, and all those other good things. I do feel pretty good about money in this reading for some reason. You don't have a ton of money cards here, but it is popping into my head that there's like something about growth, like I said earlier. So it's like maybe it doesn't happen like this week, but it's like whatever, maybe what you're working on is going to lead to growth in the future is kind of what I'm trying to say here. So that looks good. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, definitely time for you to take the lead. I don't remember what I said earlier, but it's like, I think it's time for Capricorn to be a leader, to stand out, to shine bright, to show the world what you're made of. I've said that to you a lot over the past couple of years, because that's what I would be doing if I were a Capricorn, and I basically am. So guess what? That's what I'm doing, is plain and simple, showing the world what I'm made of. It's like, and not talking too much, even though I'm talking too much in these readings. I get it, but again, just doing more doing time for you, Capricorn. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands like quick success or quick conclusion. There could be like a quick success coming in for you with the Eight of Wands. I feel like focus is going to be very important for you as well with this reading. So yeah, I would like focus on exactly what you want. You have this older man card. It says dealings with relationships with an older man. You have this mountain road. It says you're on the road to success. So there you go. If you could be attracting someone who's older than you or more mature than you. This could just be your own wisdom. Again, even if you don't want love, and even if you do, I think a lot of you have gained. I mean, literally, this couldn't be any more of a Capricorn thing right here, right? Capricorns are little old people. Capricorns climb mountains. It's like, this is Capricorn, is maturity through experience, right? You have this mountain card. It says major challenge to overcome. Again, I think you're looking at something as much more difficult than it needs to be. It's like, really, it's a mountain road. Like, that's what I'm seeing in my head, is that, like, there's a road going up. It's like, yeah, there's another mountain for you to climb, but there's a road that you can follow. There's no need to climb the mountain. It's like saying to me, don't make something more difficult than it needs to be. There you go. You have this chain card. It says chain of events that will affect your life. Yeah, I think when you didn't you have 2 6s here, or am I making that up? I'm making that up in my head. Oh no, you had 2 6s. I was right. So again, I think 2 6s to me sometimes is like when we lock in. We come up with a plan, we start working, and things just start falling into place. It's like, I think that nothing is ever perfect in life, but if things start falling into place for you, like as you're working on a project or doing something with your life, that should be a clue that you're going in the right direction. You have this reconciliation card. Again, I would be careful of a past person. I also feel like you deserve more. It is what I would say. It's like, people ask me why. Like, I had a lot of comments last week where people are like, why do you hate exes? I'm like, I don't hate exes. I've never said that, right? But it's like, I think it's because I'm the only reader that says don't go back to an ex. Because it's like, you're basically saying this person that left me for someone else is the best I can do, or who cheated on me is the best I can do. And if that's not your experience, then different story. But again, whatever the reason is, right? And again, I'm not even hating on exes or anything. All I'm saying is that this is Minnow Pond frickin' tarot. I believe that you can do better. I believe that you can do the best. That's the whole point of being here, is that you're not dumpster diving for a past person. And maybe that's too mean of a thing to say about an ex. It's like, people are free to live their own life. They don't owe you anything, right? I totally believe that about exes. It's like, people come crying to me all the time about someone who left them for someone else. I'm like, they're free to do that. That's life. That's how life works. And yeah, it sucks that they chose someone else over you, but I think we should be thanking people who do that, because they're setting us free. We can go find the right person for us, and we need to not take it so personally, right? But I think you can do better, is what this reading is saying. You have this woman card. It says dealings with relationships with a woman. You have this funnel card. It says period of frustration, lessons to be learned. So yeah, like, I like this funnel card. I think the funnel card is life. It's like, we all want something that's at the end of the funnel. Basically, life is, we go this way, we bump against a wall, we go this way, we bump against a wall. Hopefully, over time in life, we become more specific, and then we get what we want, right? So, there you go. This is one heck of a reading here, Capricorn. I like it. So, thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.